I am going to take you through a pre-bedtime flow to just stretch, release any tension that you're holding in the pelvic floor, also kind of open up, loosen up those hips, so hopefully you can get a better night's rest. So I want you to come down to any comfortable seat. You can put yourself up on a block, a pillow. I'm going to sit cross-legged, whatever feels most comfortable for you. And I want you to just close your eyes and stack your vertebrae so you feel like you've got a nice long line like Lego blocks from the bottom of your tailbone all the way up to the top of your head. Open up the chest and shoulders. Bring your hands to your belly, and I want you to start with a few deep diaphragmatic breaths. So we're going to use this breath to release any tension that we've been holding on to from the day, trying to pull everything down into that diaphragm, feeling it descend down into the abdominal cavity as we breathe in. It pushes all of those organs out of the way. You feel the belly rise a little bit. And then on your exhale, I don't want you to go into that pelvic floor activation or that belly pump. You're just gonna exhale and let go even further. So we're just gonna take a few moments here, breathing in through the nose. And what you're doing here is just calming down your nervous system. If you've been spending a lot of time in that fight or flight mode or that upper chest breath today, we're trying to turn on that rest and recovery, that parasympathetic nervous system instead. And then take one last deep breath here. And then go ahead and bring your hands down to your knees, and we're just gonna tilt ear to shoulder. And then rock that head down around chin to chest. And then ear to the other shoulder. And then we're gonna reverse that. Go chin to chest, ear to shoulder. And then you can speed that up like a little bit. We're just going ear to shoulder, chin to chest, ear to shoulder. Never into this back space where we're looking up, because we don't wanna crunch our cervical spine. So maintain that diaphragmatic breath here as you go from right to left. And we're gonna take one more side to side. And then bring yourself up onto all fours. We're gonna head into a cat-cow position. From here, make sure that your shoulders are right over top of your wrists, your hips are right in line with your knee. And then just go into that cat-cow. If you're pregnant or early postpartum, you've got any diastasis or abdominal separation that you're still working on, I want you to be careful of this cow position right here where we're bowing the back and putting pressure down on the belly. I want you to go into a very light arch, mostly with the eyeballs up to the ceiling, and then tuck that tail. Again, tuning in with that diaphragmatic breath. Maybe bringing a little bit of awareness to your scaps if your shoulders have been rounded throughout the day. Just finding a little bit of scapular engagement. And then what we're gonna do is just take our head and our tail around in a great big circle. So you're just carving out that space, going down, around, over, and then reverse, go the other direction. Still trying to keep that nice deep breath. And then from neutral spine here, you're gonna wag your tail to the right, look over your right shoulder towards that right foot, and then come back through center, wag your tail over to the left, look over your left shoulder. And take that one more time. Wagging to the right, your gaze goes towards your right foot, and then wag to the left, gaze goes towards your left foot. And you're welcome to stay here. If the wrists are feeling a little sore, bring yourself all the way down to your forearms instead. And just imagine that you have a pencil on the end of your tailbone, and you're gonna draw a circle around a quarter. So this is a much smaller circle. Just trying to mobilize that pelvis. And again, this can be here or it can be up here on all fours. And then you're gonna reverse that and take it the other direction. And then I want you to take that pencil and you're gonna draw a straight line up and down. This isn't gonna displace the stability in your spine here. It's just moving the bottom of the pelvis. And then come to the center and then draw a horizontal line about 2 inches left and right. Give me one more line here. and come back to center. We're gonna bring ourselves down to a seated position. I want you to tuck one leg in, take one leg out, and we're gonna start with a nice tall spine. So I want you to feel this sits bone, the leg that's bent. I want you to really drive that sits bone down into the ground. Take a nice big breath in, stretch out the spine, feel some energy out the top of the fingertips, and just take a side bend here. And just let that foot on the extended leg be nice and relaxed. And take one more breath here. On your exhale, I want you to imagine that you've got energy coming out your fingertips, reach up, and then we're gonna turn and face the leg so your hips are nice and square. Again, just keep that foot relaxed. Extend energy out the top of your head as you come forward into that stretch. You're welcome to bring your hands to the outside of that leg. You can hang on to your pant leg. You can come around the bottom of your foot, wherever this stretch works for you. But as you inhale, I want you to feel that release happen in the body. And then as you exhale, try to go a little deeper into the stretch. And we're just gonna hold this for about 30 seconds here. Trying to go deeper and deeper into the stretch with every exhale. Feeling that nice stretch down the back of the leg, the hamstring. And give me one more inhale, exhale. Good, and come up. I want you to stay on the same side, and I want you to take this leg and just bring it behind you into a little bit of a modified pigeon. If full pigeon feels good for you to pop up and take the stretch here, you are welcome to do that. But I want you to just think about your hips being square no matter what position you're in. And then we're slowly gonna walk our hands down. And close your eyes, focus on that deep belly breath. I want you to imagine that that air goes all the way down to the bottom of the pelvis, circles around the belly, and then exhale, release even further. And if this feels good, maybe you don't have a belly in the way anymore, you can come down as low as you need to. Take one more breath here, nice big breath in. And breathe out. From this position, we're just gonna mobilize the spine a little bit. So stay right where you are. Actually, if you've got that leg extended, go ahead and tuck it in. And I want you to just sweep your hand across the front of your body, look over towards your toes at the back, and then take your other hand, look over to the opposite side. So for me, I'm gonna go right, look at my right toes, and then sweep left, look at my left toes. And you're gonna feel a little bit of a stretch in the hips as you go from side to side. If you have any strain or discomfort in the knee, you can also just take this from a cross-legged position. And I want you to think of that core being really protected as we go into rotation. So you're gonna think about everything wrapping, hugging towards you as you rotate. And at the same time, we've got that protection up the front of the body because of our abdominal wall, and our exhale, neutralizing that pressure within the inner core canister. But I also want you to feel like you're letting go here. So you've got a little bit of freedom, a little bit of mobility in that movement. We're gonna take one more over and back again. Good, and then we're gonna switch over to the other side. So you're gonna tuck that leg that was behind in the back. It's gonna come in nice and tight. Find that stack of the spine. This sits bone is driving down into the floor like an anchor. Lift up that hand on the same side as the bent knee. Let that foot go nice and loose, and go ahead and take that side body stretch here. Opening up the sides of the ribs. Breathing nice and deep into that stretch. Just letting go of anything that happened today. I want you to, on your next exhale, imagine you've got energy out those fingertips overhead, extend them up nice and high. Then we're gonna rotate square off your hips so they're facing that extended leg. Loosen up that foot, stack the spine, energy out the top of the head to bring yourself forward. And again, wherever this feels good, wherever you've got this stretch, you'll probably notice that you've got one leg or hamstring that feels a little tighter than the other. And maybe you pause the video and you spend a little more time in the stretch on that tighter leg. And maybe not. But using that deep diaphragmatic breath and the release that happens at the bottom of that inhale of the core, the pelvic floor, all of the muscles, to really go a little deeper and let go. We're going to take one more breath in and one more breath out. We're going to bring ourselves back up. You're going to take that leg that's extended. You're going to rock it behind you. So you're sitting in this modified pigeon. Again, you're welcome to take that full pigeon if it feels good with that extended leg. Square off your hips. You're trying to get this leg that's behind you square to the ground, not popped up too high. And then I want you to go ahead and just walk your hands forward. Find that release here. If you have a tighter side, again, feel free to take a pause for a few extra breaths. Our breath is a great tool for getting deeper into stretches. On your inhale, you want to hold the position that you're in. And then as you exhale and let go of tension even further, you just try to press a little deeper into the stretch and hold that position through the next inhale. And if your hips are holding on to any tension after a long day, hopefully this will loosen them up to get you a more restful sleep tonight. We're going to take one more exhale. Bring yourself back up. Whatever position that you're in, I want you to stack that spine. If that leg's extended, go ahead and fold it in behind you. You're welcome to do these big swipes from here or with that leg crossed in front of you. But we're going to exhale and gaze over the right shoulder and over the left shoulder. And just find a rhythm with your breath. Find a little bit of flow. It doesn't matter what this looks like. And you're just recognizing that you've done the work. Those core muscles are protected. As you go into rotation, they take a little bit of a wrap around the body. I'm going to take this for a few more seconds here. Let's go one more over and back. Good. And then come back to center. I want you to sit with the soles of your feet together. Bring your hands around the bottom of your feet. Stack your spine nice and high. So again, we've got those Lego blocks from your tailbone all the way up to the top of your head. Extend energy out the top of your spine as you bring yourself forward into a fold here. Now I want you to pay attention to the muscles in your pelvic floor. So we're opening up the hips, we're stretching those adductors, those inner thigh muscles. Those muscles connect directly into your pelvic floor. So try to find some release here. Make sure that you're not lifting or kegling. You're just feeling those muscles let go. Let your head hang nice and heavy. Feel that belly expand on your inhale. And just stay relaxed on your exhale. Take one more breath here. I want you to stack your spine again. You're just gonna rotate so you're facing your knee and then bring your nose down towards that knee. And I want you to keep both sits bones on the ground. So don't let that hip hike up as you come down. And bring yourself up. We're gonna rotate over to the other side, nose to knee. Nice deep breaths, feel that belly expand on the inhale. And stay relaxed on the exhale. And coming back up again. I want you to bring those legs in front of you and we're just gonna windshield wiper from right to left here. Love this move. This feels so good in the hips. Staying connected to that breath always. Keeping the chest muscles open. Try not to sink down into the shoulders and your neck here. And give this a few more seconds. And then we are gonna come down to a supine position, so laying on your backs. If you are very pregnant and laying on your back is no longer comfortable, go ahead and prop a few pillows up underneath you so you're in a little bit of an incline. Otherwise, if you feel good, you are welcome to come all the way down. So you're gonna lay on your back, and what we're gonna do is take both knees and hug them into your chest. So I want you to really feel this hug here. Filling the belly, feeling it expand on your inhale. Trying to just release that tension from the day again. And what we're gonna do is keep the right leg in, extend that left leg long, and I want that heel to be really active. So pressing energy out the back of the heel, and you're just gonna hug that leg in nice and tight. One more breath in and out. And then what I want you to do is take a gentle cross body stretch here. So you're gonna take this leg that's hugging in and you're just gonna rock it over to the side. You're welcome to keep a hand on your belly. You're welcome to take this into an open twist. Trying to keep those shoulders, both shoulders connected to the ground. And then you're gonna gaze at the arm that's extended. Unless you're here. If you're here and you just wanna hold on to that belly and feel that stretch here, you're gonna do what feels good for your body. Take one more breath in and exhale, let it go. We're gonna come back to center. I'm gonna put myself back on my mat here, and you're gonna hug your left leg in this time. Pull it in nice and tight, extend energy out that bottom foot, so your right leg, your heel is flexed. Big tight hug here. And think of this as just, getting a nice massage for those internal organs. What we're gonna do is take that leg across the body, extend your other arm out to the side. You can take your gaze over, or you can hang on to that belly and just close your eyes and breathe. Go back to feeling that sensation of the belly rise as you breathe in. Belly relaxes as you breathe out. Check in with your pelvic floor, make sure you're not holding any tension. And bring yourself back to center. We're gonna give ourselves a nice big hug one last time here. So hug those knees in nice and tight. If you've got a belly, take your knees out to the sides and give yourself a little rock from side to side. If it feels good to take yourself into like a happy baby type pose, you can either grab the outsides of your feet or your toes, maybe the inside soles of your feet, and you can take that rock from here as well. And then I'm gonna leave you in a Savasana pose or corpse pose where you're just gonna extend those legs down nice and long. Start with your hands on your belly. You should feel nice and relaxed by now. And I want you to feel that gentle rise and fall. Maybe one hand above the belly button, one below. Soften or weight the back of the rib cage down into the floor. Give your pelvis a little wiggle here. Release any tension that you might be holding in the hips. And I want you to just imagine that your eyes are dropping to the back of your eye sockets. And then once you've really set that breath, go ahead and let those hands go down to your sides, palms facing up towards the ceiling. And take a scan, make sure that your body's not holding on to any tension anywhere. Relax your pelvic floor. Check in with those pelvic floor muscles. So many of us hold tension there. Relax your jaw, release your tongue. We're gonna take 2 final breaths here together, and then you're welcome to hold this pose for as long as you need to. Maybe you just shut off your phone or the computer and you go to sleep right from here. Take a nice big breath in. And release. And one last breath in through your nose, filling the entire body with life-giving oxygen from head to toe. And then exhale, let it all go. You can bring a hand to your heart, a hand to your belly. Just, practice a little bit of gratitude for your body, what it did for you today, your mind. And like I said, you're welcome to stay here for as long as you want. And I will see you during your next workout.